here's section 5.5, and I call this part 2 because in section 5.5 they talk about multiplying and dividing. So let's divide a polynomial by a monomial. In this case, I'm actually going to start with just a constant. So how do we divide polynomials? Well, dividing by a polynomial, or dividing a polynomial by a constant, I'm reading right here, right now, is really the idea of splitting up the polynomial into groups. So if I have here 6x minus 9, and I divide that by 3, I'm going to start by drawing out the numerator, which is 6x minus 9. Can you say thank you? I did that for you, right? And then I want you to divide it by 3. So I want you to split into 3 groups. So how do I split into 3 groups? Well, I guess 6 of the x's. I'll have my 3 groups here. 1, 2, 3. And I guess I go 4, 5, 6. So I'm dividing it into 3 groups. I'm going to take my 9 little squares, divide that into 3 groups. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And your final answer is really telling me how many tiles are in one of the groups. So in this case, 2 x's and then 3 negatives. So ultimately, 6x minus 9 divided by 3 is just equal to 2x minus 3. Okay. Do the next one now. 4x squared minus 6x. In this case, I've drawn it out for you. Thank you. Split this up into 2 equal groups. So here we go. I'll draw it down here this time. So here's my first group. 1, 2. I guess my third square, fourth square. I'm going to have my 6 rods. So let's distribute them. 1 rod here, another one here. That's 1, 2. Third rod here, fourth rod here. 5th rod here, 6th rod here. How much do I have in one of these groups? Yeah, 2x minus 3. So I'll say 4x squared minus 6x divided by 2 gives us an answer of 2x squared and minus 3x. So once again, I'm not going to ask you to always draw the pictures, but I do want you to know how can you go about dividing a polynomial algebraically. In essence, what we did was we took each of the components in the numerator and divided them by the denominator. So here's the deal. If I have 3 things on the top, I'm just going to divide each of them by the denominator. A over d, b over d, c over d, and then simplify. And that, dear friends, is how we divide polynomials by a constant. So turning the page now, I'm going to apply this idea. Just take each of the terms in the numerator and divide it by divide by the denominator. So I'll take 9x squared, divide by 3. Take the 12x, divide by 3. Take the 6, divide by 3. And then simplify. So 9x squared divided by 3, 9 divided by 3 is just 3, so 3x squared. 12x divided by 3, that's 4x. And then 6 divided by 3, that's just 2. And that's your final answer. Here's an exercise. You try this yourself. Same idea. Take 4m squared divided by negative 2. 2m divided by negative 2. 8, negative 2. 4 divided by negative 2, that's negative 2m squared. Here's an interesting part. Negative 2m divided by negative 2 is just negative m. And then 8 divided by 2 is just 4. So to write this a little bit nicer, I'll just say negative 2m squared. The negative and negative becomes a positive, and then the positive negative just becomes negative. There you go. That's it. So, you got the idea. Just try these exercises on your own. Once again, do them on your own. Come back, check your answer with me. If you got them all right, bravo. If you didn't, make the changes. Try to understand what you did wrong. And then we'll do one last example, and then we're done today. Only one term here, so guess what? Just simplify. 36 divided by 9 is 4. 4x squared, we're done. Same thing here, just one term. Negative 40 divided by negative 10, that's 4. 4x, we're done. Split this one up. negatives, but don't freak out. Same idea. Okay, last example here. So, how do I use division? Well, here's a question about area. I hope you remember area is equal to length times width. Area equals to length times width. But if I'm asking you to determine the missing length, if I give you the width, that means the length by itself is equal to, and I gotta get rid of the area, so it's area, not area, sorry, get rid of the width on the right hand side. So it's actually area divided by width. And in this case, the area I gave you, that's negative 28x squared plus 8x. And I also gave you the width, it's 4. So after simplifying this polynomial division, you'll get the answer for length. Just like all the other ones. And this here represents the length. Done.